before this bill is acted upon by this body and by the legislature, I thought it would be a good idea to, on the record, memorialize some remarks that I think demonstrates the hard work and diligent work that the Ocean Energy Task Force provided since the inception of the Ocean Energy Task Force in November of 2008. Governor Baldacci at that time established this task force to recommend a strategy for moving forward as expeditiously as possible with the development of the vast indigenous renewable ocean energy resources of the Gulf of Maine. Since that time, this legislature last year enacted the first part of the recommendations and implementation of the Governor's Ocean Energy Task Force, and that was done so with the unanimous vote of the Utilities and Energy Committee and with the unanimous vote of this legislature. Since that time, the task force has completed its work and has provided a supplemental bill. The first bill that you saw when you were reviewing your legislation about 6 weeks ago, you will notice that it was very lengthy, very lengthy and wordy, and also addressed some issues that were complex in nature and, quite frankly, wasn't ready for full consideration by this body. That was very obvious at the legislative hearing on the bill where I presented the legislation on behalf of the Ocean Energy Task Force. Fortunately, the bill has been amended to address the concerns that were raised at that public hearing by Maine Municipal Association, the Maine Lobstermen Association, the Maine Energy Marketers Association, and the Industrial Consumers Group. Fortunately, the committee, through its hard work, was able to craft a bill that addressed all of the concerns of the different stakeholder groups which I just outlined. As a reminder, the Ocean Energy Task Force included a diverse group of individuals representing the fishing industry, the environmental community, the business community, academia, state government, and also the task force had 4 official legislators and 1 adjunct member of our committee. The official legislators who were appointed were the good senator from Washington, Senator Ray, Representatives Fitz and Adams, and fortunately we had an unofficial member who attended most of the sessions, the good senator from Saginaw, Senator Goodall, and I was the other member of that task force. Now, this bill establishes a 5,000 megawatt goal for development of offshore wind in Maine waters and also the federal waters by the year 2030. The bill recognizes, which I mentioned before, Maine's vast renewable ocean energy resources. And over time, it's been shown through extensive research that this energy can provide for heat and transportation in abundance, which would reduce the state's dependency on imported fossil fuels. The bill that is before you, which has been amended from the original one, as I stated, prepares Maine for any offshore wind, tidal, wave development in Maine waters. The bill recognizes existing uses and uses of state waters. The bill also amends submerged lands leasing provisions in an appropriate manner. The bill also clarifies the state's environmental permitting process for demonstration projects in recently established test sites. The bill also sets forth notice provisions to make sure that the process is transparent. And the bill clarifies state and municipal coordination with the assistance of the Maine Municipal Association. This legislation also calls upon the Public Utilities Commission to issue a request for proposals for long-term contracts for 25-megawatt offshore wind using floating turbine technology in deep water. When I say deep water, we're talking over 300 feet, and at least 10 miles from land or an uninhabited island. Also, this bill calls for up to 5 megawatts of tidal energy demonstration projects, which have been proven successful in the initial test runs in the town of Eastport. The bill also is a culmination of much work on the part of a combination of members of the Governor's Ocean Energy Task Force and members of the Utilities and Energy Committee.